All right, check this out. I'm gonna show you, like, it's not just numbers. People are like, this all has to do with birthdays. The numbers within the birthdays, and then it has to do with the zodiac. And it does. It has to do with the Mazzaroth. And it truly does. And like right now, we're going into Libra. We'll be in Libra. See, look, right here is Libra. We were in Virgo, we're going into Libra. And then next month, we'll be going into Scorpio around October the 23rd. And Scorpio's the house of death. And Mars is the god of war, which rules Scorpio. And the first deacon in Scorpio is the dragon, or the serpent. But it's right at that date that we go into Scorpio. And seeing it's around, depending on what you're going to look at, it's going to be around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of every month. You're going to be going into a new constellation. So Aubrey right here, his death, 2/2/3 of next year, of 22, which it goes into Pisces around that time, is 123 days. Is going into, from 10/23 of this year into his anniversary is 123 days. So 0, you take it out, it's 1, 2, 3. And but that has nothing, that number right there is the opposite of 3/2/2, which is skull and bones. A lot of heavy shit around that number. But what they do is like with this, like the Nashville bombing, it would be around, Wikipedia, if you look it up, it's, I think it happened at 9:06. Was it a.m.? I can't remember. But anyways, that's Capricorn, which is the goat. And the goat is your Baphomet, because the goat's always been used for really horrible things. And truthfully, the goat it climbs. It's a symbol of climbing the mountain. If you're into some like mysteries or whatever in the club. But see, from the Nashville thing until Joe Biden gave that speech, was it Tuesday, September the 21st? Biden gave that speech at the United Nations General Assembly. Well, it was 270 days. It was 270 days from the Nashville incident until he gave that speech. And remember, in Gematria, ritual in the main cipher, which would be called full reduction, is 27. And in numerology, we take the 0 out, and it's going to be 27. And see, 27 is a cube number, which would be 3 times 3 times 3. And it's 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So it's a cube. And what's Saturn all about? Cubes. Even though cubes and spheres are everywhere, created, like with everywhere you see it, but you can't because of technology. And from the incident in Nashville until October the 23rd, 303 days. Take the 0 out, 33. And then when he gave that speech Tuesday, until then, 33 days. Okay? And Rockefeller and Constantine, this would be Gemini. Castor and Pollux, that'd be your twin towers, Gemini. Twin towers, from the anniversary of it Remember, we already did a video on the 20 years. But from the anniversary of it until this date up here is 1 month, 13 days for 113. Because 11 times 3 is going to be 33. This is where, but there's other shit to it. Because see, Diocletian, a Roman emperor from a long time ago, died on December the 3rd. So this is going to be a ritual to him, possibly, on the 23rd. Because see, 1, 2, 3, and then he died in 311. So this is where we get into these 113s and 311s, because it's a product of 11 times 3, 3 times 11 would be 33. But it has to do with some other stuff too. It's got a bunch of different meanings, because when we look at the Pope's birthday of December the 17th, see, that's the day, that's my sobriety day. That's the day the world changed for me. It's crazy even thinking about it, because out of all the dates that my higher power choose to straighten my ass up, really, was the same day as the Vicar of Christ birthday. So I see things a little different, because I'm always paying attention to that number and what they're doing. Because from his birthday until then is 311 days. So I'm going to hook up with that. Joe Biden's is November the 20th. Well, from his birthday until that date is 337 days for a Constantine ritual. So we've got the Pope, we've got Constantine, and also too, Biden's is 11 months, 3 days. So it's either or. So now we've got 113, 311, 2. So we've got Constantine and Diocletian in there with his. Diocletian, Kemp, when he assumed office in the state of Georgia. See, this is where it's getting crazy, because there's so many major hitters that have something going into this, and it's like, this just ain't coincidence. Until that date, Kemp is 1,013 days. Take 0 out, 113. Barack, August the 4th, his birthday until then, 11 weeks, 3 days. 113. And then we get up here to Black Lives Matter. They were founded on the 13th of July, which would be 137, right? Which would be 137. Check this out. Here's their ritual. So if we go over here, we're going to go to these properties, and we're going to key in 137. And it's the 33rd prime. 13th of July, 33rd prime. And truthfully, that's the 47 degrees and 90 degrees on the compass and square. The 137. Or it's 3 months, 11 days until then, 311. Then we've got the civil rights getting thrown in here. Here it is, 137, 33rd prime, I showed you. And then 3 times 11, even for, you got 233 rituals. Sort of like here and here. Then you cube 333. Do you see what I mean? And but the civil rights is 10 months from their anniversary or their birthday, which is December the 1st. Until then, it's 10 months, 23 days. Do you see that? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's October the 23rd. That's 10 months and 23 days, which could be written October the 23rd. From that date. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then NAACP, their birthday is February the 12th. From their birthday until, from that date until their birthday next year is 113 days. Or 3 months, 21 days for 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. And they'll be 113 years old. Is that not crazy? Because see, this is where it comes to where, like, your ruler, if you go get your ruler, I don't have a straight one, but this right here is going to be 7 inches. That would be 7 inches. So we'll just start with Cancer right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we straighten that out, that's going to be 7 inches. This is your ruler. That's what this is, with your inches and your everything's in between it. Your 12 constellations. The wheel is your ruler. All they did is straighten it out and put all their little worldly links on it. But that's how they did math, was off of this. And geometry, geography, geocentric, should make sense. But this is where everything that 12 comes from. All of it. Every last bit of it. Straighten the zodiac out and you've got your ruler. 12 inches. But they're using, because see, it's like Brian Lee, the governor of Tennessee. Okay, on 1/19 of, is it 2019? So on 1/19, and remember, we're looking at this right here. Until that date for Brian Lee is 1,009 days. Take the zeros out, 19. There's that 19 number. 19 hijackers. Hijack the plane thing. Then 19 years later in 2020, we've got C19. Now we've got this son of a bitch mixed up in it with 19. Because remember, we're going to go over here. Some of y'all go to this calculator. You go to base ciphers and then hit satanic right there. And what we're going to do is this, is we're going to key in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Remember, the United Nations, part of it's going to be 76. This is another thing too. The United Nations was founded on October the 24th. The second part of it, it was signed in on something, which they're 76. This will be 70, not something else with the United Nations. Because here's where this sticks more. Look, hang on. There's the 9/11. Remember, 9/11 is what? September the 11th. But remember, it's the 156th prime. That means 156. That means on January 5th, the Georgia election happened, and then on January the 6th, the insurrection fake thing happened. 156, because it's a 9/11 reference. Brian Lee, elected on 1/19, 1/19. 1,009 days later, which would be 19, we're going into hell because there's that. Let me show you this right fast. Chaos. Joe Biden's the 46th president. There's your 19 for C19, for 19 hijackers, for anything that they fucking do. And then 2021 right there, 221, would be 2021. Take the zero out, 221. Which we can get all that shit in there. You see that? And then we do this because it's all the United Nations. Look, United Nations ritual. 9/11, same number. But it also has 123. So we know what happened on 9/11. We know that. So now we've got 9/11 happened with this ritual. Now we've got Chattanooga, Tennessee with 9/11 in it. And the United Nations ritual has got 1, 2, 3 in it with all that shit. So, and this is what it goes into right here. All that. And Augustus. Caesar Augustus. And there's a bunch more, man. There's so much. And it's like, what are they doing? There's 56 rituals we ain't even gotten into. And 325 for the Council of Nicaea. Remember, the 56 is what we just talked about, but it's the interlocking of the pentagram and the hexagram coming together for like dark sorcery. And you see it everywhere. It's why it's normal. Yeah, man, you don't know what you're saying. It's like, yeah, that should blow your mind, because this is not accident from that Nashville thing into 27, into 303, into 33. And then especially this. that has to do with black folks. Because you can see just by that it's controlled. And it all is. Every last fucking bit of it. It's disgusting because 321, 113 twice. There's 3 references right there. And then you've got that, and then you've got this. 2 references because of the founding. 13/7, it's they who controls it. 3 months, 11 days for this. So we feel like something's going to hit. We don't know. I mean, Chattanooga looks like it. But it's going to be somewhere. Something is. Something's going to happen because this shit just doesn't, we go back and look, and Erlanger died 337 days between his birthday and death or whatever. And then James II, the guy who made New York City, same thing, 337. And then now you got Biden, 337. So it's some shit to look at, man. It's to really, really think hard because 423-706 area code here in Georgia. United Nations will be 76, one of them 76. 9/11's already happened at the tower, so we see that. So it was a United Nations ritual because they did it. They build shit, just like the song says. We're building it up to break it back down. That's why Chester Pennington, is that his name? That's why they killed him, because he was going at him. And it's like, sorry. But I ain't even going to expose him. I don't have to when you bring something like this. All right, I love you.